Hello and welcome back to Gold Coin. How is everybody doing? Okay, so today I called this message her glow up, or she's amazing, whatever, because you are amazing. Just so you remember, in case you forgot. Sometimes we forget how amazing we are as people. And this is not directed just to women, but it happens to so if there's any homeboys or guys out there that are on their weight loss journey and you're listening to this or watching this, um, put your little seatbelt on. But it's actually, the subject is about a statue of a woman. So I will be mostly talking about her or she, or in a female sense because of that. But don't, this could go for anybody. But because the subject matter is a statue of a woman, then you will hear me talking like that. So going to the statue. If you are listening to this on a podcast, then you are forced to go to my Instagram and look at the picture. No, not really. But I would love for you to go to my Instagram, goldcoin145, and read the post and look at the picture. Like, share, whatever, Facebook, Twitter. I'm on all the social media platforms such as that. And actually, the picture is the cover art, so you don't have to, but I would like you to. And follow me and be inspired. Anyways, so let's see. This picture, I want to describe it to you. And if you are watching this on YouTube or you follow me on Instagram or the other ones I mentioned before, if you go to Tuesday, May 26th, you will see the picture. If this is in the future, just go back, scroll back, scroll back. You know you do it, so scroll back to May 26th. It's a picture of a statue of a woman, and it's quite large. And she's in like I'm looking at the picture while I'm talking to you. She's standing, looks like maybe in a workroom or a warehouse of some sort. And she has a hammer and a chisel, and she's hammering away at this chisel. And from her head down to her, I would say her waist, she's, got like an athletic type of build. And she has a slight smile on her face, like a Mona Lisa smile, like, I don't do Mona Lisa very well. And what she's chiseling away at from her hips down to her feet is very large. So you get the idea that she has been chipping away at her former self, and you can see the reveal of the new self. And I love the hashtags that a lot of people use in the weight loss community, and not just the weight loss community. We got Transformation Tuesday, or no, wait, I forgot Monday. Monday Motivation, or Motivation Monday, and then we got Transformation Tuesday, and then we got Wednesday Weigh-In, or then we got or Wednesday workout, or we got Thursday, or Throwback Thursday, or TBT, and then Friday flashback. And there's like, I love it. And I love to see people's transformation pictures, and I love to post my own. And it's not just for weight loss. I mean, people can say like, here I work, here, and now I work here, that's my glow up, or hashtag glow up, or transformation. Or it's basically people being proud of what has happened in their life. And so they put the before and the after, or a hashtag before and after, and they're actually showing you, look at what this greatness that's happened in my life. Isn't this amazing? Let me show you, since you didn't know, or whatever. And so I love looking at those pictures, because it's like people are just happy about what's happening in their lives, and they take the time to put side by sides, or hashtag it to show everyone. And it's just something to be celebrating about. And so when I first started really thinking about my health and those type of things, I saw this picture of this woman, this statue, and I was so inspired by it. I was like, wow, that's going to be me. That's going to be me. I'm going to be that woman, completed her statue. It's like the real me is going to come out. And you're like, the real you? Aren't you the real you? Well, yes. But I knew there was a better version inside, right? And at the time, I know I was mostly thinking about the physical. And now, I don't know who made this picture, or if the statue is even real, but I would give them credit, and I would ask them probably, what did you mean by that? Because most people that I saw post this picture, it's very popular. uh, they are very inspired by it, and they are very like, wow, that's going to be me, or that is me in the process of being a better me. I'm working on me. And a lot of people, you can look at it and say, oh, well, it's just for your physical weight loss type of thing, or it could just be the new you emerging. I had one person say, I asked, what does this picture show to you? And she is, I wouldn't say she's morbidly obese, overweight, or any of the above. And her description was, I see a woman building herself up to become a better woman, loving yourself. So it just doesn't mean, in a weight loss type of terms. And the reason why I'm taking great depths to explain this is because I'm going to take you somewhere with this. So, and I remember I was so excited when I started Gold Coin, which is my support to anyone who wants that wants support on weight loss and their well-being. And that's who I am. I'm Kathy Burgos, and I do coach people, and I love it, and I love to help people. And this picture really inspired me as one of the things. And don't stop listening and don't stop watching, because you got to hear this, okay? Don't let anything stop you from hearing this message. You really have to, because I think for some of you, it's really going to unlock some things, and it's going to support you in what you're doing. Some of you may not relate, but you may know somebody that is going through this. So back to the picture. So I was like, you know what? I need to talk about that picture and how it made me feel. And so I didn't have it in my phone, but I can't believe it. So I started looking on the internet for it, and I found it. So where I found it though was so interesting. It was a blog post by somebody, and I was like, oh, let me see what they wrote about. I'm sure they were so inspired. Everybody's like me, right? No. So, so anyways, so the blog post went into, and you know how sometimes when you look at somebody on social media or a blog post or a post, next thing you know, you're looking at all their stuff. You know all about their grandma, you know about their favorite food, right? It's like you could go down this rabbit hole. Well, there was this particular person, and they have quite a following, and this picture represented something so different than what it represented to me. She was highly offended by this picture. And she felt like this picture, and it's, mind you, it's a woman who's chiseling away at her old self, and the new self is being revealed. She felt it was society's way or people's way of shaming her for deciding to be who she felt she was. And she went into great length to describe the offense of how society and how like people are kind of really forced sometimes to maybe have weight loss surgery, or forced to feel like they're not normal if they aren't a certain size, or and then she began to describe how you get treated different by doctors, and that just so many things. She just really went into it, and at first I was like, are you kidding me? Come on, girl, but the more I read, the more I understood her. And it wasn't that I felt the same way that she did, as far as I wasn't offended by the picture, but I understood what she was talking about, because being 350 pounds, I was morbidly obese, and it was noticeable. I couldn't walk around, or without anybody like taking a double look because of my weight. It was my body was like severely distorted. It wasn't, I carried like a person and a half on top of my body. So and so there was a lot of things that I related to what she said. How people treat you different, how people talk to you different, how there's a lot of things that happen like that. And I was like, wow, I never thought of it that way. Not that I agreed with everything that she said, but I did know that there was some, there was valid things that she said about it. And she felt like that picture represented society saying, hey, you have to fit in this certain mold for you to be loved, for you to be wanted, for you to be accepted, for you to get a job, for you to get that raise, for you to get good health care, for you to get, anything, respect, just decent respect from one human to another. And it really caused me to think about why did why did I love that picture. And I always talk about the heart, mind, and body. I don't I know that a lot of people, when they get coached, they just give me the exercise plan, give me the food plan, and let me go for it. And a lot of people succeed that way, and some people don't. And I think I know the reason why I didn't, and I know the reason why a lot of people don't, is because they don't deal with what's going on up here and what's going on here. So I always address that. And, when I'm your coach, I address those things because I know that's what helped me. And so, one of the things that I you got to think about it when you're overweight, whether it's 20 pounds or it's 250 pounds. You got to think about it. Why am I doing what I'm doing? And I always say this, why am I doing? So your mind, your intelligence tells you this. If you overeat, you're going to be overweight. That's what your intelligent mind tells you, because it knows that. But if you are, like, say, a trauma survivor of some kind, and all of us at some point in our life, we have survived some kind of trauma, some more extreme than others, okay? And does everybody deal with it the same way? No, they do not. So not everybody fits into this. And you might know somebody, this might unlock some understanding on a friend or a family member of yours that you love dearly, or you're like, why do they act the way they do? Or maybe this is you. So this was me. I am a trauma survivor, and I'm going to get to what, I am a trauma survivor. And even though my intelligence told me that if I overate, I was going to be I was going to be overweight, but my heart, because I didn't deal with things that had happened to me, overrode what my intelligence was saying. And my heart was like, no, 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 no. We need to be comforted right now. We need to stay in the habits and the things that we've been doing all these years. We can't change. This is working. I mean, for right now it is. And it would override. And then my body's just in limbo. My body's just, okay, let's just do it. So the three elements of a person, of me or you, they have to be in synchrony. They have to be in harmony in order for them to work together. So if your intelligence is telling you one thing, but your heart is telling you a whole different thing, you might follow the mind once in a while. That's when you're like, okay, I'm gonna diet. Yeah, I'm starting Monday, and I'm gonna do this. And you do it for 30 days, or you do it for 10 days, or you do it for 2 months, and then as soon as something happens and triggers back that response and those habits, from a trauma, maybe we'll just use a trauma in this sense. Nope, not gonna happen. And then your body's just like, okay, where are we going today? Are we working out today? No, we're not working out today. Okay. So that just gives you an idea of the battles that happen within a person. And that's why, like, I struggled so badly. I had unresolved trauma that I was dealing with for quite a long time. And my way of dealing with it I was kind of like a person to the extreme. So I would jump into things to the extreme, or I would just ignore it like it didn't happen. But really, I wasn't. I was dealing with it, but it was harming me even more. And, one of the trauma things that I have been through, and this is going to be 2 parts because I want to try to keep them both down to 30 minutes. I had been molested by a family member for quite a few years in my life, severely molested as a young girl. And I've also been raped, and as a teenager. And I kind of just dealt with it like it didn't happen. It happened, but nobody talked about it. And, well, it happened and it wasn't really acknowledged, And so I kind of internalized it. And it didn't really resurface until years later when I got married. And you would be like, well, that's kind of weird. Well, yeah, it is. And I figured it out because I started maybe gaining weight, like I've talked about before, maybe my early 20s. I got married when I was 27. After getting married, I really gained a lot of weight, and I was very happy. I still am very happy. I'm still married to the same man. blessed beyond belief. And I think I kind of went into a shock mode because all of a sudden I had somebody in my life who loved me for me. It wasn't just for sex. It wasn't just a one night stand. It wasn't just a relationship because they couldn't get anybody else, so they had to settle for me. Excuse me. I became somebody who was loved for me, and I had never experienced that ever. I had never experienced a person on this earth who loved me for me. And so when I was, you know, blessed with somebody who liked that, and I say blessed because I really feel that I am, I don't think I quite knew how to handle it. On the outside, I was smiling. If you see my wedding pictures, I'm like, geez, geez. But inside, it's like, how long is this really going to last? Is this real? And I think I went into this like survival mode of how long is this really going to last? And due to the trauma of my past, I began to exhibit patterns and habits and comforting myself in ways that I really didn't need to, I thought, but it feels good at the time. And I really didn't, I don't think I truly, truly believed that somebody could love me seriously. And that it would be long term, more than a month, a year, 2 years. I can thankfully say now I've been married for 20 years, and I think he still loves me. He's pretty passionate about me. Okay. But at the time, I didn't realize what was happening to me because I had pushed down that trauma for so long. So it came up, and I began to deal with it in this kind of way. And not everybody does this, okay? And you might be like, "Wow, that's crazy." Yeah, it is. It's you would think that's not logical. Why would you be worried? Somebody just asked you to marry him, you got married, and I think I've seen it all around me. I've seen people, stay in relationships out of comfort, out of just they're used to it. They don't really love the person, or they're just like they have maybe kids and they don't want to rock the boat. They want to stay there for that. There's so many reasons why people stay with people and relationships. And you might not think that has anything to do with your weight loss, but I dare say that it does. I think if you really took a look and say, it can't just be me, but if it is, it's okay. But take a really good look at why you do what you do. And, there's so many statistics out there that people who have been molested or raped or sexually abused or verbally abused, mentally abused, people do turn to food or some other addictive form of behavior. Overeating, drug use, pills, oversleeping, depressed, there's something there, or all of them, and I was one of them. And I can admit it, I can be transparent about it and know that it's something that can come up again, but I have to know it and I have to take responsibility for it. And that's what the second video of this is going to be: when you take responsibility, what the things you can do. And you might say, well, what does this have to do with, weight loss? For me, it had everything to do with it because I had exercises, I had access to working out, I had access to healthy food and to eating, nutritionally. But why didn't I? Because what was going on in here overrode everything else. It overrode my intelligence, it overrode my body, and I just began this self-destructive, behavior. It was already there, but it came out even more when I got into a long-term relationship. Because all of a sudden, it wasn't just me. There was somebody else I had to deal with. And, so for me, it was like, wow, all my triggers got pushed. All my buttons got pushed by this person. But yet this person loves me and this person cares for me. And it was hard for me to believe it. It's like I had to pinch myself every day. Like, really? Somebody that I love loves me, and they're unconditional even when I mess up, even when I act crazy, which I, hey, even when I, have a tantrum, I'm angry, I say things I shouldn't, and them too. Yeah, it's true. It's possible. It can happen. But I had a hard time, and so I began to do things that were contrary. It was like self-sabotaging. How many of you have ever sabotaged your own self? You did it. Nobody else did it, but you sabotage yourself before you can have success. I used to do that all the time, all the time, because it's like I was afraid of success. I was afraid of success. Are you afraid of success? Is that why you don't stick to a plan? Is that why you don't go ahead and go all the way with it? Because your body, yeah, workouts are hard, but it's here. It's the grit that starts here, and your heart pushes it through, and your body can take amazing pressure. So I wanted to bring that up because when I saw that statue of that woman with herself being revealed, yes, it was also a healthier size for her that was being revealed. But I also had my weight as like a boundary from people. I used it as a way to keep people away from me, and so I saw that person like being truly free and able to be truly themselves around people and not have this like cushion in between me and you. My cushion was like 350 pounds, in between me and you. You couldn't get that close to me because, I had this weight right here. You can't hurt me. You can't upset me. You can't, because guess what? I'm going to order a pizza. Or I'm going to, I had my comfort there. And it was almost also like I was testing the boundaries of my relationship too, because, well, is he really going to love me when I'm this big? Is he really going to, is he, let's see. That sounds so sabotaging, and I, I could have just, I was like going off the deep end, but in so many words, I'm saying you have to deal with your trauma. So I began to deal with my trauma. It's like I was forced to. When I started losing weight, I was forced to deal with it because I couldn't just push it to the side anymore. I could, but it's like the more weight I lost, it was like I started exposing parts of myself that I hadn't really, I kind of didn't want to and hadn't for many, many, many years. And all of a sudden, I had to deal with my attitude. I had to deal with my self-perception. I had to deal with the trauma in my life because my weight and my habits and my patterns began to change. So I no longer had those safe go-tos. And a lot of people use excuses. I had every excuse you can imagine. Why I couldn't lose weight, why I couldn't stay on a plan, why? I had so many things to blame it on. I'm too busy. I don't have the money. My family eats this way. I eat this way. Bump. No. I just got so tired of those excuses that I was saying why I couldn't do it. And I see that statue and I wanted to be that person that was emerging, but I didn't want to put the work in. And it wasn't physical work. I thought it was physical work. Prepping meals. Oh my God, I gotta prep meals for the week. Or, oh, I gotta go to the gym. Oh, I'm tired of it. It wasn't a physical work. It was mental and emotional work. That's what I didn't want to deal with. And that's what most people don't want to deal with. But that's what that statue represented to me. And so when I saw that person that was so offended, I was like, wow, maybe they don't want to do the work, or maybe they know the work is there, or I don't really know. Maybe they are really offended. People sometimes feel like, hey, just love me for who I am. If I'm overweight, if I'm ugly, if I have a crooked nose, if I have I snort when I laugh, if I'm kind of, I walk crooked, or just love me. Everybody wants to be loved and accepted. Everybody wants to be beautiful to somebody. But it starts with you. It starts with you. And if you're not beautiful to you, and people say, oh, I'm beautiful, girl, I'm sexy, you know what, and I'm a sexy bee, and what, right? But do they really feel that way? Does it show? And it starts all within. Like this statue, she's working on herself, and nobody else can do it for you. And I talk about the heart, the mind, the body, because your body is only going to do what, who's in control here? Who's in control? You are. But you have to make that decision. And that's maybe why sometimes people they sabotage themselves, their success. They don't stick to something very long. They're always trying a new diet, a new pill, a new drink, a new shake, a new powder, a new egg. Oh, man, I remember everybody was into these little, like, I don't know if they were pumpkin seeds or I don't know, they were these little tiny seeds, like a little sunflower seed. And everybody was like, oh yeah, you just, you take one a day. And I even did it. I'm telling you, I'm like, what the heck? I could have sold those to people and just got little, sunflower seeds and be like, girl, this is going to work. Right? But there's so many things that we try. I've tried so many diets and so many plans. And so when I just had to do some hard mind work to get my body to do the rest, I didn't want to. It was too hard. It was too difficult. It was too messy. We got to clean up the mess and really get past the trauma and work through the trauma and make the trauma work for us. I made the trauma work for me. And I'm transparent about what happened to me in my life because I had to deal with it. And I had no excuse. No, this man loves me. Okay. And maybe you're single and you don't have the element of another person. Well, then you have to just deal with you. And I'm going to talk about, you're going to love what I talk about in the second session, because I talk about about 5 things you can do to help you get past and start working on it so that you can really be successful in your journey and long term, not just for half a year or 3 months or something like that. And I love it because I talk about if you're in a relationship or if you're single. Me, I just happened to be in a relationship and I had to I think about him. He's been through so much with me and he had to deal with me like, flipping out when I started losing weight, and all of a sudden, I had to deal with the person that I didn't deal with, all the inside hurts and pains and things that I just put aside. And they all came to the surface. Girl, I was like, what the heck? I forgot about that. No, you didn't. It was still there. And you might say, well, not me, girl. I get over things real fast. Wow, I wish I would have. But for those of you who, you still struggle with those things and you might never talk to anybody, not even your best friend, or maybe your best friend does know, or maybe you've been betrayed by people, you've been hurt by your closest friends, by your family members, and you wonder sometimes why you can't get ahead. And I dare tell you, you can do it, but you got to put this inner work in. And this is what's helped me to be successful. This is why I don't give up. This is why I have like this perseverance that I don't even know. Sometimes I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Yes, I know, God is the one who gives me strength and power. And I wonder, how did it happen? It's manifesting now because I decided to put the work in. And I decided that I want to complete that statue. And I don't always want to be the victim. I don't want to keep re-victimizing myself over and over and over again and hurting myself, because that's what I was doing by overeating and not giving myself nutrition. My well-being was suffering. My mental, health, my heart health was suffering because I wasn't taking care of it. And if I can help a person, I will. And I will tell you. And I will tell you my struggles and my pains and the ugly, so that you could know, hey, if you've ever been through anything like that, there is hope for you. And you won't be stuck in this vicious circle of losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight. No. Am I a professional therapist? No, I'm not. I'm getting certified in my nutrition, but I'm somebody who has lived experience. And I have proof also what I'm telling you works. So check out my website. I think you're amazing. You are amazing. You are beautiful. And it doesn't matter what's happened in the past, but you can get past your past, but you got to put the work in. And thank you so much for joining me today. Go to my website, platinum145.com. Share, like, subscribe on all my channels. And I will see you for session 2 of this. Don't forget to watch the second part of this, because it has 5 things to help you get past, okay? Thank you so much. I'm Kathy Burgos, Gold Coin. See you soon.